Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News.
A store owner and his family lost some valuable items after a fire ripped through their warehouse here in Madison County.
We're following a developing story out of Louisville tonight where police are on the interstate at a multi-car wreck.
I see them kids walking home from school. No telling what can happen to those kids.
The search for 2 escaped inmates is over. Why some people living in the area where they were found are still concerned. Today's game between the Cats and the Bulldogs ends in another tough loss. WKYT News starts now. Owners of a Madison County business badly damaged in a fire have lost some of their most valuable possessions. Thanks for staying up late with us. I'm Kristen Kennedy. The fire damaged goods inside a furniture warehouse on Berea Road in Richmond this afternoon. WKYT's Garrett Weimer talked to the store owners who are trying to clean up what's left. He has our top story.
Here at Midway Old Kentucky Furniture, that fire broke out in the warehouse, which is actually right beside the furniture store here behind me. The store owner tells me he had a lot of new inventory as well as some of his own antiques inside, and a lot of that has been lost. Berea Road was closed for about 2 hours as firefighters battled the blaze and utility workers shut down power lines melted by the fire. Quite the scene for those who live in the area.
He said there was a small smoke coming from the building, and then the smoke got bigger, and then the next thing we knew, this had happened.
Store owner Kenny Isaacs and his family spent the afternoon cleaning up the warehouse and unloading what they could salvage. A lot of what was in here is destroyed, but it's not all gone forever. Isaac's father says he spent 2 full years rebuilding this 1926 Model T Ford with original parts. And even though it's ruined now, he says he plans to rebuild it again. The store owner told me he doesn't yet know how much of an impact those losses in the warehouse will have on his business here. In Madison County, Garrett Weimer, WKYT.
Firefighters say a space heater was plugged in near where they believe the fire started, but the official cause has not yet been determined. We're tracking a developing story out of Louisville tonight. Crews are on the scene of a major wreck near Interstate 264 East. That's according to a Louisville TV station. Police say the crash involves 8 to 10 cars. Crews had to shut down all eastbound lanes of the interstate to clean up the mess. We're told there are multiple injuries. No word yet on whether the lanes have been reopened. The search for 2 missing Madison County inmates ended this morning. State police say the men escaped around 9 last night. Investigators tracked them down to a home near a senior living center in Lexington on Price Road. They arrested 20-year-old Raheem Hill and 24-year-old Marcel Sellers around 1:45 this morning. People who live in the area are concerned about safety in their neighborhood.
I see them kids walking home from school. No telling what can happen to those kids.
Theft by unlawful taking. State police say that's because they got rid of their jail jumpsuits. We're told they are also charged with criminal mischief for destroying their handcuffs. Laurel County Sheriff's deputies arrested 6 people this afternoon as part of an ongoing drug investigation. Deputies tell us they went to a motel in Laurel County and found 1.9 grams of crystal meth, small plastic bags, and a handgun. 6 people are charged with engaging in organized crime and trafficking a controlled substance. Today proved another tough loss for the Cats. They took on the Georgia Bulldogs at Commonwealth Stadium this afternoon. WKYT's Lee K. Howard was there, and he's standing by now with highlights from the game.
Yeah, tough loss for the Wildcats today. Kentucky last week at Missouri, it was the defense that played well and the offense that struggled. And today against Georgia, well, it was the exact opposite. Georgia would jump out to the early 28-10 lead, but Kentucky offense hanging around in the first half. Former Georgia commit Boom Williams finding a hole. He goes 56 yards, outracing the defense to the end zone, back to an 11-point game. After Georgia scored on its next possession, Kentucky with a chance to close out the first half with a score. Patrick Tolles from a yard out sneaks in for 6, and Kentucky trailed 35-24 at the half. And it looked like the Cats had the momentum headed into the locker room. But on the very first play of the second half, Patrick Tolles' pass tipped by Ryan Timmons and right into the hands of Corey Moore. That kind of day. Georgia would waste no time capitalizing. Hudson Mason over the middle to Jeb Blazevich scores 5 touchdown passes. That's a career high for Hudson Mason, and the wheels were just falling off for the Wildcats. Georgia gets the big win today, 63-31. Mark Stoops described the loss today as embarrassing. We will hear from him and the players. That's coming up a little bit later in game time. Kristen?
Thanks, Lee K. Construction on the inside of Commonwealth started this evening. Crews wasted no time after today's game, taking down lights and cables. Tomorrow starts the deconstruction process. The new $45 million facility will be built adjacent to Commonwealth Stadium. 90,000 square feet will house a state-of-the-art dining and training center. The newly renovated stadium is expected to open in 2015. Today brought clear skies and plenty of sunshine to fight the below-average temperatures we're seeing. Get ready, though. Looks like a drastic drop in temperatures is headed our way. Meteorologist Jim Caldwell has a look at what we can expect into the work week.
It's going to be a wild ride as we head into the work week. We'll start out nice, 60, maybe up to 62, 63 degrees, and then a big crash will come rolling into our area. Out there tonight, though, as we look back toward downtown, everything is nice and calm. Some cloud cover in the area. That's really about it. We check our temperature situation. We're right now at 44 degrees here in Lexington, catching a decent little breeze enough to make our feels like temperature go down just a little bit to around 41. We'll look at some of the other temperatures from around the area. That's where you're going to find some 40s and even some 50s showing up out in eastern Kentucky. We're waiting on this cooler air mass to work in. That's what I said, cooler, not the cold one that's really going to get in here for next week. What we have is a frontal boundary that passed through the area today, and it will yank on some cooler air, and the temperatures will see a little bit of a hit tomorrow. There's Defender. It's quiet tonight. No showers, no thunderstorms, just cloud cover streaming in. As we look at the focus of the forecast, we're talking about that warm-up because it's going to be nice Monday, Tuesday as far as temperatures are concerned. It's the second part of it, the Arctic air that comes rolling our way. I'll break it all down coming up in just a few minutes.
A horse had to be rescued at a Lexington farm this morning after she got trapped in a sinkhole. Fire crews tell us a mare got loose at Woods Edge Farms on Old Richmond Road, ran through a fence and fell into a hole. Rescuers say the mare's back feet were 10 feet deep in that sinkhole. She had to be pretty scared. Only her head and neck were above ground.
She was in shock and distress. They had a vet that showed up, helped sedate the animal. And after they sedated the mare, she calmed down enough that we were able to get slings around her and basically use a tractor to lift her up out of the hole.
Crews spent about 3 hours rescuing the mare. They say she does have a few cuts and bruises, and doctors will check for other injuries once her sedation wears off. A Pulaski County family is preparing to remember the death of their son. Tomorrow marks the 5th anniversary of the disappearance and death of 21-year-old Kevin Price. Price never came home from work November 9th, 2009. Police found his burned truck near his workplace north of Somerset. Weeks later, they found his burned remains in eastern Pulaski County. Investigators still don't know who is responsible for his death. Family members say his memory will always live on.
A lot of times when I'm just doing my daily cleaning, dusting, whatever, and I pick up his picture, I give him a kiss.
A detective with the Pulaski County Sheriff's Office says they have persons of interest, but not enough evidence to make any arrests. Still to come on WKYT, students at Asbury University walked for a cause today. We'll tell you more about who they were helping. That's ahead. Asbury University students are helping one of their own during the Walking in Faith Fall Festival. Proceeds from the festival are benefiting Sean Carlstedt, an Asbury alum who recently suffered a serious medical condition. Doctors had to amputate both of her legs from the knees down, as well as one hand and all the fingers on her other hand.
So we're here today for Sean, not only because she's an Asbury alum, but she's an integral part of the Jessamine County community. We're so excited to be able to support her here today. She's a teacher that has won numerous awards for her teaching in the past couple of years with her second graders, and the community, both in Nicholasville and Wilmore, absolutely loves her.
There really aren't enough funds raised today will go to help Carlstedt pay mounting medical bills.